Welcome to Vibes of India. I'm Janvi, and to celebrate the confluence of art, culture and history, I'm sitting with senior artist Amit Ambalal. He has recently written for an incredible book called Shringara of Shrinathji. And we'll be going through the book, he'll be taking us through the book, through its various aspects and what it means and what are its archival values. Thank you, Amit bhai.
Hello.
To share your journey with Vibes of India. Sir, please tell about your latest project, Shringara of Shrinathji.
See, this is, I would say, quite a lavish book, no?
Yeah.
See, when the publisher, Mappin, Bipin Bhai of Mappin, requested me, will you write a book on, I said, enough of Shrinathji writing. But he said, no, at least have a look at the pictures.
Okay.
And when I saw them, I thought it is a challenge.
Okay.
First of all the paintings are of Shringara.
Yes.
And to sort of find out the subtle differences between each and every Shringara was a challenge. Another challenge was this, that these were all done during the time of Tilkayat. Tilkayat is the chief of Nathdwara and also chief of the entire sect of Pushtimarg.
Okay.
So when he came to as a Tilkayat, that was in 1876.
Yes.
He took over the reins of the administration and of the temples and made great progress in painting, music, and everything.
Okay.
And people still call that period or this Tilkayat as Suvarna Yug Data, the person who brought golden age to Nathdwara. So these paintings are kind of a document of that golden age in painting quality, in Shringara, and kind of the detail of portraiture, how the artist assimilated those contemporary elements of art in his painting, how effortlessly. That shows the genius of the artist. So that made me, I said, let me make my effort to this.
Yeah. And sir, if you can just take us through your process on, it was a challenging job to identify pictures, but how did you do that and how long did it take you?
See, first of all, while looking at the pictures, I had to decide when they were done. Fortunately, you see Govardhanlalji and his son Damodar Lalji at different stages of their age.
Okay.
So from their age, one could make out that it must be around this 1900 or 1890. Then it was difficult for me because none of the paintings were inscribed.
Yeah, there was nothing
So to
written.
find out that this painting was, this Shringara was done in which season, which day, and what is the speciality of this Shringara? What is the symbolism of that Shringara? For example, because none of these paintings are published. None of such paintings are seen in the museums or private collections. Because they were specific paintings. So one has to really go deep into it. I would take these pictures to the Goswamis. कि महाराज जी आप बताइए ये श्रृंगार क्या है और ये कौन सी तिथि पे बना था और
इसका
रेलेवेंस क्या है, इसका सिंबोलिज्म क्या है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल देर आर ब्यूटिफुल पेंटिंग्स ऑफ घटाज. घटा इज समथिंग दैट यू सी a sky, evening sky, sometimes of certain color. And that provides a kind of a romantic background for Radha and Krishna. So these ghatas, the imaginative Goswamis, imagine maybe about 12 ghatas. And those paintings were done. In each ghata, a specific color scheme is maintained. The pitchwai, clothes, ornaments and all. And so that is something unusual that is seen in this collection because none of the paintings you see these ghatas. Then certain personal things like the Shringara done by Govardhanlalji's father on his own birthday. So he identified himself, that Girdariji, with Radha in Madhurya Bhakti. Yes. So how these Goswamis identified Shrinathji in Madhurya Bhav as a beloved of Shrinathji, in Vatsalya Bhav as a mother of Shrinathji.
Different aspects
in
of
Sakha
Shrinathji.
Bhav. I mean, that was kind of a very special kind of a sort of, see, like just this page opens, it's summer, and this is Yamuna Ji Kathal. As if Shrinathji is spending his summers in Yamuna.
Okay,
so
very interesting.
That's so.
Yeah. And sir, if you could just talk about the relevance of Shrinathji in your life, because you've written so much about Shrinathji, you've collected so many pichwais, we can see some of them in your house. So tell us, what does Shrinathji means to you?
See, first of all, of course, my mother's family, they were Vaishnavas, and I used to see several paintings of Shrinathji in their house. So I knew Shrinathji, but I was not a fan of Shrinathji in that sense.
Okay.
It's just the family god of my mother's parents or something. But somehow, as an artist, I was strangely drawn towards this Nathdwara paintings because of its simplicity, and then that's how I entered in it.
Yeah.
And I realized that this Pushtimarg philosophy says that this entire world is Krishna's joyous Leela, joyous play. And in this play, not only humans, but birds, animals, nature, like rivers, mountains, trees, all are equal participants in this Leela. And so even the color schemes are such. There is no negativity in anything. There is such a joy.
Yeah.
And then as a painter, I felt there is a lot of challenge. There is a lot of innovation this artists have evolved or undergone during this process of years. You put such bright, so many colors in one painting, it's so difficult that the painting won't work. But here, the proportion of one painting to the other, the element of positive and negative,
everything is so balanced.
That makes the painting alive and workable.
Interesting.
So there are so many challenges that the artists have devised to make the painting come to life.
True.
And what another thing that I like is even all the Shringars, in all the Shringars, Shrinathji is joyously dancing to the tune of Pakhavaj, cymbals and Haveli Sangeet, which is sung in Drupad format.
True. And sir, over the years, so much is written about Shrinathji and the paintings, pitchwise. So tell us that how does this book stands out when compared to all the things which are already written?
See, first of all, most of the time Shrinathji is seen as a god, and people see it with devotion, worshippers. So, what I feel is this, that I have seen him as a work of art, as a sort of a, and that's how when this Nathdwara paintings that up till now seen in the Seva Puja in the Vaishnava's house, now we see in the museums, maybe Smithsonian Museum or Museum of Modern Art, wherever, because this is accepted as a work of art, because these elements have been sort of explained about the format, color, philosophy. So Shrinathji for me is kind of a god of art.
God of art, true. And sir, there are so many artworks of Shrinathji in this book. If you would want to tell us any anecdotes, any stories about any specific picture that you really like.
I'll show you. This is the birthday Shringar of Goswami Girdhariji, our hero Tilkayat Govardhanlalji's father. This Girdhariji worshipped Shrinathji in Madhurya Bhav, seeing his own self as Radha and Shrinathji as Krishna. So he has draped his shawl on his own birthday like a sari, imagining himself as Radha. And here Shrinathji, as it is summer, but he is dressed as a dulha with a sehra of the crown of a bridegroom. So Shrinathji is with the sehra crown and dhoti and uparna. And as it is summer, it is natural that they met on the river Yamuna. So Yamuna ji ka thal, which symbolizes river Yamuna, is placed in front of him.
Such symbolic things coming together to make a story also.
To make a story.
Yeah.
Every single thing is creating a story. Put together. It's like a calligraphy, I would say.
True.
I'll show you another painting. See, this is summer, Kali ka Shringar, the entire ornaments and clothes.
Everything is Mogra, right?
Everything is Mogra birds.
Wow.
And the pitchwai is all white in brocade or maybe kind of a net needlework.
True.
So how subtle it is, the whole thing is to seasons.
Yeah.
Shringara of Shrinathji during Navratri.
Okay.
Govardhanlalji is the sort of a Shringari for this darshan.
Yeah.
And the pitchwai that is displayed in the background is the block print of gold.
Okay.
And the entire, in Navratri, women wear garments for their garba. So that's why he is made to look suitable for the Navratri festival.
Interesting. Yeah.
See, this is a very unusual, beautiful and gorgeous Shringara performed by Govardhanlalji himself. This entire Shringar, clothes, ornaments and pitchwai are all studded with pearls.
Okay.
Everything is black background and these pearls makes the whole thing so glittering and shiny.
Okay.
So it's very unusual. You never see such a gorgeous Shringar.
True. Yeah. And sir, we really want you to share this incident, when you got your first pitchwai as a young person, until date when you're writing so much about Shrinathji and the artwork.
See, it must be the year 59 or so.
Okay.
So I saw one kind of a very
rugged,
almost rag-like cloth which had cows and Krishna in it. And I said, कि ये कितने का है? वो कह के 150 का साहब ले जाइए. So I paid him. Now that person says that you gave me 130 rupees. But when I brought this thing at home, my father said, you have paid 150 rupees for this rag of cloth. But that was the beginning. I was so fascinated with that pitchwai. Still it is in my drawing room.
Yeah.
And it keeps on giving me the same pleasure whenever I look at that pitchwai, because there is a joy. Cows are dancing to the tune of Krishna's flute.
Yeah.
Krishna is dancing. Birds are watching the whole thing from the tree above. And that's how I really entered into this joyous world of Shrinathji, the Leela of Shrinathji.
True. And so from that day to this one, how has the idea of Shrinathji or the artwork of Shrinathji, its meaning has evolved over the years for you?
It's somehow my artist friends. I can start from Hussain to Bhupen Khakkar to Atul Dodia, Manu Parekh or Ramachandran. They have become collectors of Nathdwara paintings.
Because of
the other day Atul Dodia rang me up to say, Amit bhai, see, I so much like these paintings. If I even compare these to the contemporary painting, please help me get some more. I see one Ramachandran, a very famous painter from Delhi, and Bhupen Khakkar. I took them to one shop where such things were. They were fighting for one painting, both of them. And these paintings have appeared in one way or the other, color scheme, treatment, in their paintings also. So actually these paintings have inspired so many artists. So when even some people were, these days there is that art of installation which is very popular among the artists. So that discussion was going on. So Hussain pointed out to me and asked the artist, ask Amit what is installation in Nathdwara. I mean, it was such a wonderful, this Nathdwara installations that takes place. We need to get inspired from these instead of getting inspired from something which is not in our experience or not in our culture. So this is something, even I would say this is very contemporary also in one way or the other.
True, true. And so, like, after this book, is there anything else on the cards when it comes to Shrinathji and the incredible artwork it has?
To be very frank, it's all Shrinathji that creates these problems. Because there is hardly anything in my mind, and suddenly somebody comes and says that if it is challenging, like a year or so before, that Amelia, when a researcher came, and I showed her my 1702 dated Chaurashi Vaishnava, and she said, I want to write. She did research and the book was published.
Okay.
Then the Art Institute of Chicago, they came, Dr. Madhuvanti Ghosh, and she was so inspired by these paintings that a big, huge show was arranged. And more than, I think, a big number of people saw it and got inspired. It was a big thing. And a book was published. So this keeps on happening.
True, true. And so, what do you think is the historical relevance of something like this, which is so precious, which has such rare artworks?
See, in a way, this is a historic documentation of, first of all, how the style of Nathdwara was evolving. The traditional painter, how they adopted the contemporary, elements like photographic perspective, European style of portraiture and colors, how they assimilated in their style effortlessly and maintained the Nathdwara school characteristics. That is very important.
True.
Then even for the Shringara, the Goswamis are also very surprised that it's a good documentation of that time also, Shringaras and everything. So it is quite very relevant. No?
Interesting, sir, thank you so much for
it was my pleasure for
sharing your journey and taking us through this incredible book. I hope all our readers get an insight into this masterpiece. And for more such interviews on art, culture, pop culture, please keep watching Vibes of India. Thank you.